Okay, in this video we're going to solve equations with variables on both sides of the equation. Okay, similar to the other ones that we've done, just takes an extra step. As you know, we write the equation and then we try to simplify or combine like terms first on each side of the equation. So I'm going to look at this one and I'm going to see, here I have some parentheses. I want to use the distributive property to get rid of those parentheses. So I'm going to multiply negative 3 times the 2x to get negative 6x, and negative 3 times negative 3 to get positive 9. And over here, I can't simplify anything, so I'm just going to rewrite it and bring it down. Now, I have x's on both sides of the equation, and I have constants on both sides of the equation. So I want to try to start to combine those if possible. So I'll combine the x's by, you could combine the constants first. I'm going to combine the x's first. And so I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to, in order for me to do that, I can either have a negative 6x over here and a negative 8x over here. I could add 6x to both sides, right? If I added 6x to over here, that would cancel. If I added 6x over here, I'd get negative 2x. I prefer to have x positive, so the other thing I can do is if I add 8x to this side, that will cancel out. And if I add 8x to this side, I'll get a positive 2x. So that's what I'm going to choose to do. Again, either one would work, but since I like positive value for x better, I think that's the choice I'm going to take. So now I have negative 6x plus 8x is 2x, and I'm going to bring down that 9, and this ends up canceling, and I'm left with equals 17. Now I'm going to move the 9 over to the other side. So in order to do that, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, and I get 2x equals 17 minus 9, which is 8. And of course, the last step I'm going to do is divide both sides by 2, and now I have x equals 4. Excuse me, I said that was the last step. That's not the last step. The last step is to check our answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. If I check my answer, and I'll go ahead and write it this time, negative 3 times 2, and x is 4, minus 3 equals negative 8 times 4 plus 17. I'm getting a little in here. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. And negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Okay? Negative 8 times 4 was negative 32. And negative 32 plus 17 is negative 15. Correct? So x does equal 4. Let's take a look at this next problem. This next problem, they tell me that these two shapes, I don't know what x is, but I know that this is a square, this is a rectangle, and somehow they're equal. The perimeters are equal. Well, we know to find the perimeter of a shape, we need to add all the sides. So if this is 3x plus 2, I'm going to assume that's 3x plus 2. 3x plus 1, that side is 3x plus 1. I could write that 3x plus 1 plus 3x plus 1, or I could just write that as 2 times 3x plus 1. Give us a little more practice with the distributive property. That's what I'm going to write. And I'm going to add that to this 5x minus 3, and this side is also 5x minus 3. So 2 times 5x minus 3 represents both those sides. Now, since they've said that these two sides are equal, I'm doing the same thing here. 4x plus 2, 4x plus 2, that's 2, 4x plus 2's. 2x and 2x, that's just 2 times 2. I'm just going to say that's 4x, okay? Now I'm adding all those up together, okay? Now, I'm going to use the distributive property here. 6x plus 2. Another time the distributive property plus 10x, minus 6. Distributive property, 8x plus 4 plus 4x. I realize I'm moving very fast, but please stop and watch again or pause so that you can write the things down. Not just what I'm saying, but the things are not just what I'm writing, but the thing I'm saying. Here's my like terms. this positive 6x and that 10x. That gives me a positive 16x. Here's another like term, positive 2 and negative 4. That gives me, or negative 6. That gives me a negative 4. Here's a like term and a like term. That gives me 12x. And here was my positive 4 here. Okay? I'm going to combine like terms again. This time I'll subtract my 12x and get 4x minus 4 equals this 4. I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and I get 4x equals, this cancels out, equals 8, and then x equals 2. So I should be able to put x in for 2 here and get 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So this is 7 by 7, and 2 times 5 is 10, 7, and 7, right? 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 2 times 4 is, or 2 times 2 is 4. That gives me 4, 10, 10, 4, 4. So that adds up to 28. This adds up to 28. Both of the perimeters are equal. And we found out what x is. Very fast. And it's just an introduction, but I hope that you found that helpful. I hope that you took good notes. And as always, thank you for watching.